Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of the Million Pound Mission Podcast. It's your buddy Adam, the PhD, the previously heavy dude. And this is episode number 254, the cheat bank strategy. And this is a game changer. This is something that I try to teach everybody, especially my clients in the Transformation Reboot program. Shameless plug. Stay tuned after the episode to get all the details on registration, which is open through August 5th with the Transformation Reboot program. If you want to learn more cool tips and strategies like the cheat bank strategy. So the cheat bank strategy, we try to make a conversation shift with that mental conversation that's happening. We try to take some pressure off of yourself. We are going to stop grading ourselves on a pass-fail basis. All right. So, and just to kind of put a disclaimer out there, you don't have to call it a cheat bank. Some people don't like that word cheat. You can call it free meals, off-plan meals, whatever you want to call it. You can call it sunshine and rainbows meals. I don't care. But the strategy itself is a game changer. All right. Because like I said, we beat ourselves up. We grade ourselves on a pass-fail basis and we quit. And we restart and we build momentum and we mess up and then the process just repeats itself. So the basic issues that we're trying to fix with this strategy is, again, the first one where people slip up on their nutrition, beat themselves up, and they quit. The second thing is that people will take cheat meals, but they don't really hold themselves accountable to tracking them. They're like, oh, I messed up, and oh, I messed up. And then, like, this used to happen a lot before we had this strategy with my boot camp system, where people at my gym, we did do the best that they could, and we didn't really track the off-plan days or the cheat days, and they would come in and weigh in, and it would be up or not down as much as they expected, and they would be kind of pissed because, like, I'm trying so hard, and I'm like, well, how's the nutrition going? Like, it's up and down. So you have to be accountable to those slip-up days, and it's not like personal shaming or beating ourselves up. It's just tracking. It's just data. It's data points. And we need to plug all those data points into the overall formula and see that big picture. The third issue that we're trying to fix is that people don't have clearly defined rules as to what a cheat meal is, what counts as a cheat, what does not count as a cheat, what are the rules of the game that we're playing by. And this is going to be different depending on what your nutritional style is. People have to realize that if you used to do keto, but now you're doing like dairy-free, clean eating program, those are a couple different things that I teach. If you're doing clean eating, dairy-free, you can't put cream in your coffee anymore. That's a cheat. So, or if you're doing keto, if you go out and have a bunch of carbs, I would count that as a cheat. So the rules of the game need to be clearly defined. So with this strategy, we're going to knock out those three issues of slipping up on nutrition, beating yourself up. We're going to track and be accountable to the cheat meals, and not in a negative way. It's just collecting data. And the third thing is we're going to clearly define the rules that we're playing by. All right. So this is how it works, people. What we're going to do is put a specific amount of cheat meals into your cheat bank for a 28-day cycle. I recommend highly that you use my battle plan workbook, free download, millionpoundmission.com. Get it. My homepage is very much simplified over the last few months, so it's easy to find stuff. Just go on there. If you scroll from top to bottom, you're going to see the free download. But I've got the cheat bank, set up right in there. Use it, track it. It's very easy. So you're going to set up a cheat bank for a 28-day cycle. Now, one of the biggest questions I get from people is, how many cheat meals should I put in there? So what I recommend is if that you are on a weight loss journey with your starting 28-day cycle, if you've never done the workbook or never really implemented the workbook, I got a lot of people out there like, downloaded the workbook, still working on filling it out. Get your pencil out and fill that sucker out, or type it in there in the digital format. But in that first 28-day cycle, I would like you to start with between 1 and 4 cheat meals if you are on a weight loss journey. So if your goal involves weight loss or body fat loss, that's a good place to start. Don't put 0. That's a huge mistake. That is setting yourself up for that same mental pass-fail situation. All right. The cheat bank is there to be used for the cheats, not going, I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to go hardcore. And people do this all the time. And I won't let my clients put 0 in there because you need to have at least one, like break the glass in case of emergency, because that's probably going to happen at some point, especially if your momentum has not been so great, right? Yeah, you don't want to put that kind of pressure on yourself, that pass fail grade. So between 1 and 4 is a good idea. And, that won't necessarily always be the case. So maybe you go through that first 28-day cycle and you did 4 cheat meals and you lost 15 pounds. And you're like, all right, well, let's try 5 cheat meals and see if I still lose weight. Maybe I lose 12 pounds. I'm still happy with that. So it's about sorting and sifting a little bit and using the 28-day cycle strategy, and we see what works. But that initial cycle, let's do between 1 and 4, really give it a good run. Let's see what happens, collect data, analyze the results, make a tweak from there. All right. Now, we're going to look at our calendar 28 days in advance, and we're actually going to book your cheat meals, right? And this changes the conversation because now you're taking ownership over when this is going to happen. It's a part of the plan, and we're not going to beat ourselves up about it. Because things like, I'm recording this 4th of July is coming up. That's a holiday. Go out, and if you want to go out and have a beer and at a cookout and grill out a little bit, do it. Take a cheat meal. That's fine. That's a great use of cheat meal. If it's your birthday or your anniversary or you're doing a vacation, cool. Use a cheat meal or 2. That's what they are there for. It's all about that health and lifestyle balance and evening that out a little bit so that our nutrition is more sustainable long term. You're not just always just fighting like, must be strong at their kid's birthday party, cannot have cake. I don't think that's realistic to think that way. I used to back in the day. I'm like, we can totally do this. I've done it. Everybody can do it. I went 1,000 days without a cheat. But I just feel like let's set ourselves up to succeed long term. Even if we get a little bit slower progress as we go, the key is making progress continuously, even if it is slow, versus the jumping forward, falling backwards, back and forth, losing and regaining the same 30 pounds over and over and over again. That's not what we want. So I want you to look 28 days in advance with your battle plan workbook. And this is in the battle plan workbook where you can book your cheats and say, okay, on this date, I'm doing a cookout and a date night. That's one of my cheats. Now, one of the strategies that a lot of my clients like to use is they like to leave one unbooked cheat so that it's kind of like, again, that break the glass in case of emergency. So somebody brings pizza to work or a surprise party pops up or something just happens like, I think that'd be a good use of a cheat. So that is there in case you need it. And, we'll talk about that in a second. But so those are the 3 main components. We put a specific amount of cheat meals in the cheat bank. We don't put 0, all right? And then we start booking them out in advance and taking ownership over them. And like, again, I really want to emphasize that it's a part of the plan. It's okay. It's a part of the plan. If you need to repeat that to yourself or just repeat this little sound bite over and over again, it's a part of the plan. It's okay. You are taking ownership over it. It is totally different than that situation when you're just having an emotional day and you eat your feelings and it's not a crash and burn like that. This is totally different. Hey guys, just a really quick break in the action. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. This is just a very quick reminder that my Transformation Reboot Program registration is currently open, and you can start your free 10-day trial anytime between now and the end of July. Now, once registration closes, you won't be able to get in until October. So do not delay. Start your free trial today. Head on over to millionpoundmission.com. Now, let's get back to the episode. The benefits of the system. Let's talk about this a little bit. Again, you're taking ownership over the cheats. They are part of the plan. I will emphasize that over and over and over again. You're accountable to the number of cheats, and we learn how many you can get away with. So like I said, this is how you sort and sift every 28-day cycle and find that balance. So maybe you can get away with 10 cheats throughout a 28-day cycle and still lose weight. Or maybe you're in maintenance mode and you just want to find out how many you can get away with and still maintain your current health status. This is how we do it. This is exactly how we do it, but you have to track. It's very important that you have accurate data, right? But it's just a game changer because that's one of the biggest worries that you guys have when I talk to you is, how do I find that balance? I have to have something that I can sustain long term. I talked about in previous episodes where you have to go through a state of imbalance towards the healthier side of the equation. You have to sacrifice some of those lifestyle points for a little bit to ramp up your health. But then we start to add in this cheat bank is really the area where we add in those lifestyle points back in and say, yeah, I can do dinner out a couple nights a week and I track it in my cheat bank and we have the data and we know what we can get away with. So this is how we learn that, people. All right. We've got clearly defined rules of what counts as a cheat. Beware of the mess up day. This is something this is a trap, a transformation trap. This is a danger zone that I see people falling into. Still, it's getting better because I'm on people about it. But a mess up day and a cheat day, or a mess up meal and a cheat meal, same thing. All right. Exactly the same thing. For example, you've got all your cheat meals booked in advance. You've used all of them. And then there is somebody that brings pizza into work and you partake, and pizza is not on your plan. Unless it's like that cauliflower crust, like if you're on keto and there's like real good foods, cauliflower crust pizza, that's my jam lately. I don't do dairy, but every once in a while I'll do a little bit of that. But somebody brings in like a giant cheat meal pizza and beer after work or something like that, and you partake. Sometimes people will go like, I messed up. That's a cheat meal. And so if you had 4 scheduled, then you need to update your cheat bank and put that 5th one in there and just document it. Just document. Don't beat yourself up about it. We move on, we move forward. But also, you need to care, and be like, damn, that was a mess. I messed up, but that is a cheat meal. I'm going to track it. I'm going to own it. I'm going to be accountable to that because now I need to track my data because maybe I can get away with 5 cheat meals. Maybe that is the one that puts me over and it creates a downward spiral where I cheated too much and I gained some weight. So we are going to clearly define the rules of what counts and what doesn't, and we will track even mess up meals. Now, that's another question that people come up with is, I mentioned earlier, I said the cheat day instead of cheat meals. So I want you to use the currency of a cheat meal. So if you want to take a full cheat day, maybe that's 3 cheat meals, but always track in the currency of the meal. So at that data point level. Now, we're avoiding the emotional cheats. And this is huge. We're taking that emotional thinking out of it. We're doing more rational thinking by planning ahead and owning it in advance and making it a part of the plan. Like I said, you're not sitting in your truck crying over a bucket of KFC and just wolfing it down. The 10 for 10 taco deal, I've been there and I ate all of them. So it's not one of those, I'm driving home from work and I'm starving and I'm going to pull off through the drive-through. These are non-emotional cheats. It's just a part of your overall game plan, your overall strategy. You get into a flow with it and you can be at peace with it. All right. And that's a huge, huge deal. And one of the last things I want to touch on as far as the benefits of this system is that you're creating a totally new conversation in your head when you're tempted to take an unexpected cheat meal. So for example, let's say that you have 5 cheat meals in your cheat bank. You have used 4 of them, and it's your anniversary this coming weekend. All right. So you've got that one cheat meal left in the cheat bank. It's your anniversary, but somebody, the boys, they invite you to go out for beers after work. The conversation should go like this. You really should think through this and go, okay, here's a situation. I can go out for beers if I want to, but I've got this anniversary thing planned. So really, I've got a few options. I can go out for beers and then be good with the anniversary dinner. That's a possibility. I can not go out for beers and take the cheat as planned on my anniversary dinner. Or I can do both. I can take that cheat meal with the guys and do the anniversary dinner and add a cheat meal in the cheat bank. And you can, of course, still go out with the guys and just not drink. That's always an option as well. So just thinking through those options instead of just having no, consequences and not caring and be like, yeah, screw it. Let's just do it. No accountability. That's where we fall into that trap. And then we have lots of those little moments that add up when it comes time to look at our stats, to get on the scale, to do our body fat, to assess our physical capabilities. All those little who gives a damn moments start to really add up. And this is where we have structure, we have accountability, we're tracking, and it's just getting that data in our hands and being able to see what is really going on is a huge, huge deal, right? So again, benefits, we're taking ownership over the cheats. We are accountable to the number of cheats. We are really working on that balance between our health and our lifestyle and using this as a currency to help define that. We're defining the rules of what counts as a cheat, even mess up days, mess up meals. We're avoiding emotional cheats, and we're creating that new conversation in our head. We're actually thinking through, okay, I can do this or I could not. I could shift things around, but we're accountable to that conversation and we're tracking. So final thought, as long as you have a plan, you are on plan. And if you need a plan, I want you to download that free battle plan workbook. It's my number one tool. Go through it, but the cheat bank is in there. It is a game changer. You can put your cheat bank setup in there. You can define the number of cheats you're going to take, the exact process that we have gone through. You can do the whole thing right there. There's a tracker of what you have planned and scheduled, what actually happened, and then we can assess the results and move forward with that 28-day cycle concept, and you will start to really feel like you're in control of the situation. All right, and that's one of the gifts. That's one of the focus points that I want to give you every single podcast, ideally, is just a little bit of clarity, something that's just going to make you feel like you're reclaiming control. Because I know a lot of you, when I talk to you, it just feels like you're trying super hard, but you don't feel like you're in control. And it's just a really, really tough place to be. I've been there, right? And I've talked to thousands of people now that are currently in that trench, and I help to reach out and pull them up. So if you guys need any help with anything, reach out. If you have questions about this, hit me up on Instagram at Million Pound Mission, and I would love to have a conversation. So again, this is a game changer strategy. Implement, right? We've been talking about implementation. If this makes sense to you, I want you to set that implementation alarm in the next 24 hours. All right, set it for 24 hours from now. Before that sucker rings, I want you to have your cheat bank set up for your next 28-day cycle. Because that, my friends, is how we get out there and own it. Every meal, every workout, every day. I will see you on the next episode. Hey, thanks for hanging out for the after party. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're ready to implement, set that implementation alarm, and set up that cheat bank in the next 24 hours and take action on it. Now, speaking of taking action, I mentioned before the episode, if you guys want to check out my coaching program for free for 10 days, you can get full access, full experience of what the awesomeness is all about with this Transformation Reboot program. Just go to millionpoundmission.com, start your 10-day free trial today. We are doing this the full month of July. Actually, August 5th is the cutoff deadline. We won't take any new clients in that until October. We like to nurture the people that come in, make sure that they get solidified with their game plan. And that's what the program is really all about. People are like, well, is it a new diet? Is it a new workout thing? I give you all my best nutritional resources, whether you're keto, clean eating, intermittent fasting, whatever, all my different workout protocols, online follow-along videos, all that is there. But that's not what it's about. It's about accountability. It's about support. It's about community. It's about coaching. It's about having the right game plan for you. That's where I'm at my best, like a transformation strategist. All right. I help you figure out which of those nutrition protocols is the best for each 28-day cycle. I help you figure out what fitness regimen is going to be the best for your 28-day cycle. And then we add accountability and structure and things like the cheat bank, right, that we talked about today. All of that is put into the overall game plan. We implement, we are accountable, and we analyze the results and make small tweaks with each 28-day cycle. It's amazing. It's different than anything you've ever done. So you might as well try it out for free for 10 days and just experience it for yourself firsthand. All right, if you have any questions, hit me up at Million Pound Mission on Instagram, or you can go to millionpoundmission.com and submit any inquiries there as well. But I hope that you give it a try. It's a game changer for so many people, and I would love to be able to get my hands on you and coach you up a little bit. So that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we will see you on the next episode.